hate doing intros. For starters, how I guess you're
No!
Hello, my name is Zara Wolf and this is
Darcy Willison.
It's a closing night for the show that we've been working on. So right now we're in the theatre. I've been the assistant director and Darcy's been the starring role. I'm going to be asking Darcy some questions about the acting industry. Darcy's had a lot of experience in film and television, so she's got a lot of insight and a lot of knowledge that you are very, very fortunate to be receiving by watching this. So keep watching. Yeah, how's it been working on Empty an Angel?
It's been incredible. Like, I've never done a one-woman show. It's hugely challenging because other stage stuff I've done, I'm used to like big groups, big ensembles working on stage, right? So with this, we were rehearsing for like weeks and weeks, but I'd only ever do it to you and Ursula, who's our director. So when we came to opening up, I was like, oh my gosh, I've never done it to an audience. Like, I don't know what it's like. And when they're the only people you have to play off, it really changes it. I guess it's just about what your focus is. So like in a normal play when there's more than just one person, it's about everyone else on stage, and you obviously have some attention on the audience, but you kind of don't put any focus on them. Your focus is on the people on stage and the story you're telling. But because this is a story that's told to the audience, all my focus is out there all the time. So the big difference is that I've gone from doing shows where all of my rehearsal time is spent worrying about the other actors, whereas in this, all my rehearsal time is spending worrying about an audience that didn't exist yet.
We're constantly taught, like being actors, that acting is all about reacting and it's not about just projecting onto, projecting. It's about kind of taking in what the other person has said and then naturally kind of, reacting to that. Yeah. It's kind of like an exchange with the audience, the whole play, I think. So in the rehearsal process, that I feel like would have been,
it just was different.
So difficult.
It felt like a real challenge to learn that whole script. But the writing is incredible, so it's a joy.
Huge book that Darcy's had to learn. Yeah. It's like remarkable how she could do it. There was this guy who came to see the show the other night, and I asked him what he thought of the show, and he was like, incredible. I don't understand how she could learn all of that. I don't know who he was, but he couldn't believe it that he could learn all of that.
My answer is it's an act of God, it's not me. So, but it's been amazing, and I think it's really nice to do a piece of theatre that is about a subject that you knew very little about. Like, I didn't know anything about the gig economy, and to have been introduced to that world and to now feel really passionate about it, it makes doing my job really easy when you believe in what you're doing. There were funny moments that we never expected.
Yes,
we had kind of got past finding funny in rehearsals because, you tell a joke so many times it dies.
I read the play before we started working on it, and usually if I'm reading a book, unless something's absolutely hilarious, I won't just sit there and be like, haha, I didn't know what was going to be funny, and I think that was really fun on the first night to see what the audience found amusing.
So all in all, it's been such a joy. I'm really grateful.
If you had to choose, say someone came up to you and was like, you have two projects. One of them is a film. It's going to be a huge success. You're going to be the starring role, and you're going to be doing this project for a year. Or you can be the starring role in the theatre show. You're going to be doing this project for a year. You love both of the productions. Which one would it be?
I hate this question. We talked about this earlier. It's the hardest question in the world because I love my job not based on the medium that we work with. I love it based on the story. So for me, it would be dependent on what we're doing. But I think at the moment, there's a thrill about the theatre that I've never found anywhere else. It's like the most nervous you'll ever be, but the exhilaration afterwards is second to none. And the beauty of the theatre is, I think, you don't get a second take. You don't get, you only have one shot that night to do it the way you do it, and that takes commitment and drive. And there's kind of an old thing that goes around that says, the greatest actors are often British actors because they, obviously don't quote me, but because they were trained in the theatre, and to have that kind of sense of resilience and commitment and determination, I think that's second to none. So I think if I had to choose, My love is for the theatre, but there is something about the technicality of film and the subtlety of film, which is incredibly fascinating, and I would never, and that kind of pace of film, that kind of speed at which it runs. Like you said, it's the same show over and over for 8 months, and that can't be compared with film where you're doing something new every day. So
yeah.
To me, they're incomparable, but at the moment
They are
where I'm
kind of,
at,
aren't they? Yeah. It's like two different jobs.
it's it's like two different jobs, and I love them equally for completely different reasons. But if I needed that adrenaline hit every day, it would be the theatre.
Yeah, oh, that's really interesting.
But I think I'd be knackered within a year.
Yeah, because with the theatre, it's very demanding. You might, if you're in like a West End show, you might be doing the same set of, I don't know, 10 dance routines twice a day for 8 months. Just one thing that I kind of noticed about theatre is that, I mean, not that I've ever been in an 8-month long musical run, but like that it may be so exciting at first, but what if after you get really tired and you get a bit bored of the show, you still need to put that same level of commitment and effort in every night because, you know, you're a professional and blah, blah, blah. So it will be really challenging, and then there's different kind of challenges to film. It could get boring because you have to kind of sit around
There's
for
a lot of
long
waiting around.
time.
In TV, you don't necessarily get that same rehearsal process. Whereas with a theatre show, you might only be doing it for 3-4 weeks, but within those 3 weeks of rehearsals, these people become your family, and you become such a tight knit group. Not to say that you don't on TV, but it's quite a singular experience of rehearsal process, and that sense of playing with everyone every day. Like, that's amazing. Obviously, the con is that theatre is still quite heavily paid less than film. So in terms of maintaining a career.
Yeah, making a living. Like, at the end of the day, it's not materialistic to be like, oh, it's a pro of film that you make more money, because everyone needs to, buy the food and shelter. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
I have a lot of friends who are actors who, say, either not so much on television, but they'll say, I hope to book a couple of commercials a year to pay my way so that I can do the less paid theatre jobs that I love. That's what my love is.
Oh, that's really interesting. And there's a lot of money in commercials.
And there's just the physical, vocal, and I guess emotional resilience, mental resilience as well to the theatre, to be able to get up every night and reinvent. And because if you're not getting up every night and doing something new and being alive in the moment, you're not really doing your job truthfully. If I just get up there and recite my lines, I'm not really doing any play justice. So you really have to build up that kind of resilience and continuation. In comparison, I guess, with TV, it's such a technical art form. When you step onto a set, you really are often with TV stepping into like a new world. You get to, again, like the beauty of having a take, you get to really try different things with that safety blanket of going, I'm going to try this on this take, I'm going to try something else on the next take, and it's edited, with highly skilled editors into a way that you look at it and you go, wow, like there's such variety. They really create and are able to mould a story. My only real con would be the waiting around or the night shoots. I've never not loved the moments waiting around, getting to meet new people, and they're both wonderful. They really are.
There we go. Casualty. Like the audition process, where were you when you got the call, like that kind of
I actually remember
story. Because everyone loves a story like that.
Yeah. So I was in BBC's Casualty in 2011, so quite a long time ago, eight odd years ago, and it was my first proper TV job. And I remember at this time I'd been auditioning professionally for a year, and I started to get quite down about it, and I hadn't heard anything from anyone, and I was like, maybe I can't do this. And I was going to the audition, and my dad drove me in because the trains were down or something. We had an awful journey, there was traffic, and I didn't think I was going to get there in time. And I walked into the audition and I said, how's your journey? And I was like, to be honest, it was rubbish. It was so horrible. And I was like, I don't know if I should be telling you this, it was awful. I always refer back to it because I remember being in that audition and going in, and it was one of the only ones where I ever felt like I really didn't have anything to prove. I just tried to go in and be myself, and what would be would be.
That's a really important mindset to have.
Yeah, and trust me, I've struggled with it since. And I got the call. I was on my own at home, and I was in my bedroom. And I had this crazy moment of screaming and being happy, and there was no one else in the house. And this happens to me very often when I get jobs. I just happened to be, when I got into drama school, I was on the tube by myself, and I was like, yay, but there's no one here. I was like, ah, and ran around the house by myself with my dogs. And I was super buzzed, and I think I went on to set, I think it was like 4 days later. It's really fast turnover. And I was there filming on and off for 8 weeks while I was still in school. So I'd be at school on a Monday, I'd then be in Bristol filming for Tuesday, Wednesday, I'd be back to school on Thursday, back down on a Friday. And it was incredible. I'd never done anything like it, and they would pick me up from my hotel in the morning and drive me to set, and I had a runner whose job was literally to just make sure I had breakfast in the morning, and because I was a guest lead, so I was in it, I was the storyline for a couple of episodes, lots of other actors were there at the same time. And I remember working with a woman called Anita Dobson, who was, hailed as a soap star of the ages. And I didn't know who she was. Called my dad and said, Dad, I'm interacting with this woman called Anita Dobson. He was like, are you kidding? Don't be afraid to ask questions of him. Don't be afraid to say, oh, I don't know what this is. They'd shout like firsts, sound, speed, turning over, and I had no idea what was going on, but it was great because I had to learn really quickly. And be gracious, be really gracious,
What was gracious?
Like, I guess just be really grateful, treat it like you would as a guest anywhere, My other kind of biggish TV job was I did an episode of a crime series for the Crime and Investigation Network. So it was called 999 Killer on the Line, and I played a girl called Anna Hurd who in real life was murdered by her boyfriend in the States. And I found out I got the job the night before, because they'd cast someone else.
How old were you?
So this was a few years ago, so I was maybe 21, and they called me the night before, like 8 PM. So I had to learn the entire script before. It was quite a small team, and we just spent the whole day, it was 2 days, just filming, like the whole time. And obviously it being based on someone's real life, like you want to make sure that you're doing it justice. There was a guy on set who had met the family and spoken to them. He really made sure that we stuck to what we were doing, but yeah, I loved that kind of rush of, whoa, I've got like a few hours to learn this and go on. So that was another fond, I guess, memory of.
You talked a lot about TV, but do you want to talk a bit about your fondest experience in theatre?
Yes. Oh, wow. Obviously, Empty an Angel is my fondest experience. It really, it really has me.
Really?
But I guess another one would be, I did loads of wonderful things at my drama school, which is Fourth Monkey. I guess that in mind, my fondest memory of stage is our final show was called The Women on the Canvas, and it was in association with a professional theatre company called Theatre-y, so it's Theatre-y and Fourth Monkey together. And we took it to the Edinburgh Fringe, and we then revamped it for the Fringe. And it was 30 people all on stage, all at the same time, in this incredible physical theatre performance that lasted like 50 minutes. Super high energy, crazy characters. And I've been training with this incredible ensemble for 2 years, and at the very end we came together and did this amazing production. And you basically enter the world of an artist's mind when she's going through like a really bad period mentally. And within a couple of days word had got out, and we pretty much sold out the run and had like standing ovations. It was just the most exhausting but most exciting and gratifying time. You'll never be able to find teamwork like it. I think that's really beautiful when you find that kind of, if someone drops the ball, someone's going to else to pick up. It focuses heavily on the story being told using all of us and all of our bodies, and as a group, how did our movement and how did our storytelling.
Let's not lie, let's not beat around the bush, it's very tough. Is there tactics that you have or any coping mechanisms to keep yourself kind of, I guess in a sense, happy and kind of enthusiastic about the industry in general? Because for me, I was like, oh, you know what, I don't want to be in the acting industry anymore. I don't want to be relying on this person to make me successful.
I want to make myself successful.
And that is why I'm literally kind of turning away from the acting industry. And I don't know whether there's anyone watching this video who's kind of thinking the same thoughts as me, but do you have any advice for that person or anything that you do that helps you stay sane?
It's hard. It's really hard. I think you have to love it. I met an actor once, and he said something really beautiful, and he was like, unless you really feel you need to do this, do something else, because it's tough and it's heartbreaking. If you have that need and that drive and you feel like nothing's going to fulfill that, of course follow it. Love and enjoy it every day, regardless of whether I'm acting or working my day job, or because I have a day job, I just do 90% of the working acting population. Find things that you enjoy on the side. Know that it's not about you. I did a job recently where I auditioned for the company a year prior, and I didn't get a work with them until a year later. And I spoke to them and they said, we loved you in the first audition, you just weren't right for that project at that time. So it's not a personal dig at you.
Yeah,
and
that's something to keep in mind.
It's really not, and the right thing will come along at the right time. I booked so many jobs as like a second option and ended up having a wild time. It doesn't mean I'm any less good or not as talented. Dad's a sportsman, and something that I think he really stands by is you wouldn't know the highs if you didn't know the lows. Have good friends that you can turn to. Find, really take time to look after yourself. I do everything I can. Yoga, a nice bath. I buy myself a bath bomb from love.
I think a nice little tip is have another little, obviously not that's overriding acting, but another hobby, another passion that you like to, set a bit of time aside for, whether that's like yoga on a Tuesday evening or whatever. It's just really nice to have something else you can refocus on. Self-tapes. Let's go on to the topic of self-tapes. The industry's changing. It's the modern way. A lot of auditions nowadays, you film yourself and your agent sends it off instead of you going in and doing a performance and then leaving. Some people love it, some people hate it. What do you think of self-tape?
I obviously would love to meet people in person because it's much easier to get across your personality in real life rather than over a film. But it's the modern way, and it's cost effective, and it means people don't have to travel as far, so it's a super way to audition. So get comfortable with it, practice it, every other day in the week. There's websites you can find scripts online, write your own scripts, just practice. Get your eye line as close to the lens as possible. So when I'm looking at Zara's shutter button, literally show this much, like no more than that. Get it really, really up close.
And it makes it more personal and engaging for anyone watching that who feels like, if I'm talking to the other person who's reading the script with me over there, it's just so much less personal than if I'm talking to someone over there, I think.
Another really good piece of advice I had was the person reading in for you on the other side, they're not acting, so they should read it quite cold and quite dry, like a casting director would. And be really truthful. Don't feel the need to push or to overplay it, just respond honestly. They're not looking for a perfectly finished product, they're looking for you. So don't hide, she says, in a beanie and her hair down. The more that you can open up to the camera, the more that they'll be able to see that. And just practice them. The more familiar you can get with a camera lens instead of a person,
the more comfortable you feel in front of the camera, the better, 1,000,000%.
Have a plain background, white backgrounds are great. Have good lighting, natural lighting always looks wonderful.
So spotlight profiles, I'll just go for it. So I don't know who you are, maybe you're an actor, maybe you're not, but actors usually have a spotlight profile because it's the biggest casting network in the world, I think. Do you have any tips for how to impress a casting director with your spotlight profile?
I think what's really important, your headshot is the most important thing. So headshot photographers range in prices. They can be anything from 75 quid to £500 for a session. Save up for the right one. Find the one that you like their photos. You think they feel that you feel really comfortable with them. Chat to them before if you can, but definitely save up and wait for the right one. I pretty much wear like some concealer, a bit of tint and moisturiser and some mascara, and that's kind of where I draw the line. But obviously, if you do play characters that can be more glamorous, of course, bring that makeup with you. Try loads of different hairstyles. Bring good plain tops, good necklines. But your photographer will talk through all of this stuff with you before the session. But just ones that I used to go into headshot sessions and go, okay, this is going to be my look for when I want to be this character, or this is going to be my look for my period thing. But actually, I ended up looking like I was trying to force something. And in my most recent ones, I went and I just tried to be myself. And ended up loving them much more because they were honest. Really important. Don't lie on your spotlight profile.
I would say, but with accents, if you don't know if your accent's good enough, just do a voice note on your phone and email it to your agent, and they'll tell you if it's good enough to put on your spotlight profile.
But if you've got skills, put them on there. Like, you never know when your ability to do knitting is going to come in handy.
Literally the most random thing.
If you've got them, do it, and keep up with your skills. Like I did, Spanish for a year, and I did French at GCSE, and I'm trying to become fluent in those languages because it's always used. And I did gymnastics, so I try to go to a gymnastics club to keep that up. And you know, anything you can do to help keep your skills alive, your truthful skills, is really important.
Yeah, because that will set you apart from the rest. If you have like an unusual skill like table tennis, I just say that because my dad's over there and it just reminds me that, yeah, like, because not everyone's going to be able to do that, so that will set you apart from the other candidates.
And get a show reel. It's so hard, but so many young filmmakers are looking to make projects. Get involved, get with your friends, and put something together, whether it's a monologue, whether it's a scene between two people. Just have some footage on your profile, even if it's a monologue to camera of you working.
Really? Even if it's a monologue to camera?
Even if it's a monologue to camera, just film it well against a backdrop. I think everyone can be quite scared, you know, was the cast director going to think this or that? They just want to see you working. And casting directors want to find new, exciting talent. They want that. That's the joy of their job, is, you know, building someone's career. So.
What?
He's being a banana in this thing.
Why? Just for fun, because you think you're so
I thought
funny.
you liked.
Well, that's all the questions that I've got for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please give a thumbs up. Every view counts, every subscriber counts. Even like share it with people. Just makes all the difference. And yeah, I mean, if you enjoyed having Darcy on the channel today, please give a little comment. Maybe she'll be back.
Yay!
Another day. So, yeah, so thank you so much for watching.